down and settle on as the whole watch.
Just the way you do it and then slowly roll it back.
The old school. The jockey just doesn't have a tape in it.
So if you haven't noticed, the Wi-Fi passwords on the whiteboards. Obviously it's a new place. The bistro will stop selling hot drinks at 3:30. We've got this room until 3:30 if you want to carry on working on beer. And if you're looking for the gents or the ladies, it's out in the bistro and the foyer to the right. And we'll do a usual split, which will be broadcast on INC first, and then we'll move to a written bar over 10 o'clock. We've all got sight of the team, so I think we can just get underway. Anyone?
Gregor, obviously a big moment for Sam Johnson. Can you tell us how he's feeling and how you're feeling?
How I'm feeling? I'm feeling okay. I think it's been a few months in coming for Sam. He was going to be in our squad in November and got injured the weekend before we came into camp. He's been in Scotland for over 3 years now, worked his way into the Glasgow team and then became one of the best players in the Glasgow team. His parents are flying over from Australia, so he's looking forward to it. He's settled in Scotland, so feels very much part of our country.
So do you think he's been a fine player for quite a while now, you think he's ready for the step up?
I do. I think you need a body of work behind you. You need to perform at the highest level, at club level, which is the Champions Cup. 2 seasons ago he played some excellent games for Glasgow Champions Cup. Last season I think he was voted the Player of the Season and has also played well this year when he's had those opportunities.
I'm sure Maitland missing top player. How big a blow is that? Albeit Blair Kinghorn is out of replace.
Yes, and Blair started in left wing in our last game and is against Argentina and has played really well for Edinburgh since that period. Sean, we always knew it was going to be fortunate if he came back to full fitness in time for this game. He got injured playing for Saracens against Lyon. He's been managed well and he's back up to almost 100% running, so he should be okay for next week.
Jimmy Ritchie, a big moment for him as well. Again, 6 days since the injury.
Yeah, and it's a game that he'll take in his stride. Starting down in Wales in November, he played really well. Then he moved positions to open side flanker against Fiji, was excellent, and he's been outstanding for Edinburgh the last couple of months. So he'll make the adjustment. We believe quite comfortably to go from playing in November Test into the Six Nations, and also to play at 7, which is not played that often this year.
That's a strong Italian back row. You're going to be particularly strong.
Yeah, they had the edge over us last year in a number of areas, but especially in the back row. And with Parisi coming back to their side, the quality they have there with the 2 guys around them and their ball carrying ability, that's a huge strength for the Italian team.
The Italians always come here fired up. How extra fired up do you expect them to be after the way that they lost that game in Rome?
I'm sure that's not going to be a factor in how they prepare the game. They'll see this as the opening game of a tournament where they get to play Scotland. I believe in the first ever occasion for them, apart from over here. And I do remember a game Scotland Italy opened the championship 19 years ago, and they'll see it as a huge opportunity to start the tournament on a high, to carry on how well they played against us in Rome. For 60 minutes they were outstanding. And also to build on some of the good work that's been going on in Italian club rugby.
It's Italy first at Murrayfield, a chance for Scotland to make a really big start and get themselves some momentum.
Yeah, it's a chance for both teams. 6 teams playing the opening weekend, and every team wants to start playing at their best and getting a win. Six Nations is about momentum, and you get that through performances, you get that through results. And we do have a platform playing at home and not having to travel next week to really grab this opportunity. But it's about what happens in the 80 minutes on Saturday and next Saturday.
And potentially another 2 debutants from the bench to tell us about how Jake and Gary showed up this week.
Yeah, Jake's played a lot of rugby for Leicester this year, which is a credit to him, and the diligence and the effort he puts in week out to improve. He's a very fit player, very mobile, really good defender. solid throwing in. So that's really what got him the edge over the other two uncapped hookers in our squad, who haven't played as much rugby. Grant Stewart has played more rugby than David Cherry, but Grant has also been carrying a shoulder injury. Gary Graham has been a regular for Newcastle the last couple of seasons. He is tough. He's got an incredible engine. He can cover 6 and 7, and he takes the game to the opposition, whether that's in attack and defence.
How do you think Gary will be, the crowd will take to him following his dalliances with England?
I don't know. I would have thought they'd support anybody who wears that blue jersey and who's proud to play for Scotland. Gary played age group for Scotland. He played Scotland Club 15. His dad was a great player for Scotland and someone who's Scottish through and through, and Gary will play with a pride and passion if he gets opportunity off the bench.
Did you regret those comments?
I think I read somewhere, yes. So you guys would have seen that as well. And they were taken out of context. It was joking around in the living room with your dad and banter, and he learned that he's got to watch what he says. Sometimes if you don't mean something, you better not say it. And Gary's been brought up a proud Scot. He had an opportunity last year. We were too slow off the mark, and England offered him that opportunity to go at the training camp. We're just delighted he's now available to us.
We've seen Finn put in some really sort of impressive performances this season with Racing. Do you get the feeling that this is a big championship for him, something that you've seen him make his mark previously, but to do it perhaps more consistently across the tournament?
Yes, but it's a big championship for everyone. Finn is one of our leaders. He's playing with confidence. He's training with a lot of authority. We have experienced players in the spine of our team. With a hooker who's been captain of his country last season. 9, Greg Laidlaw, 8, Ryan Wilson, a very experienced. 9, Greg Laidlaw, Finn at 10 and Stuart at 15. They're our on-field leaders, and they've led really well this week.
In terms of, you get asked this ahead of every tournament, but how do you rate your chances going into this Six Nations? I mean, is there a real belief that you can make a mark in it?
There is, but the championship is over 5 games. There's belief going into it because of what we know what our players are capable of and what they've done in the past. But it's going to be an incredibly tough tournament, and we've got to be as accurate as possible from the opening game and carry on any momentum we'll build up from that opening game. But this will be as tough a game as we'll face.
We all know how important the bench is in the modern game. A lot of inexperience in terms of caps on your bench. No player with more than 19 caps. Is that a concern?
No, the bench, obviously you're looking to make an impact and bring your own strengths, help the team. Experience sometimes is a factor of knowing what to do off the bench, but bench players are there to make an impact, help the team go forward. Win games in the last 20 minutes. If you have to come on earlier, then great, you get an opportunity to play longer for your country. But we see those players as players on form, players that can change the way we're playing too.
Give us a...
Thanks, we've got. That's a great minutes of the broadcast.